Welcome back. The spate and casualty rate of deadly insurgency in Nigeria's northeast and in Borno state by Boko Haram has significantly been rolled back by the Nigerian authorities. Now, in this final part of Channels Television's exclusive interview with the Borno State Governor, Kashim Shettima, he speaks on reconstruction and resettlement of the displaced, the help coming in from the outside, and the future of the embattled state.
IDP comes every day. They consume 3 trucks of rice. Make the calculation. This is beside the condiment. This is beside the firewood. This is beside the salaries we are paying people to cook for themselves. If you fail to pay them for 1 month, the cooks in the IDP camps will go on strike. And the inhabitants of those camps will go hungry for even a day or 2. Now we have come to a stage we are getting support from the ICRC, from the World Food Program, and until recently from NEMA. I know NEMA will bounce back very soon. Normal hiccups associated with the TSA and all those stop, but NEMA will come back. I am absolutely certain about that because they supported us for nearly a year. What we are now doing is we are separating them into households. We want households to take care of their feeding needs. Locally, the Dangote Foundation gave us 106 trucks of assorted commodities, which we launched today at the Bakassi camp. We are targeting family units for 2 main reasons. One, for transparency. There will be greater accountability when the inhabitants of the camp are treated as households. Secondly, the nutritive content of the food will be enhanced when families cook for themselves. If this mass cooking that is currently taking place is fraught with lots of risk, some of the food might even be unhygienic, some may even not be edible. It might not even reach the rightful beneficiaries. So this is why we are completely revolutionizing the feeding mechanisms in the IDP camps in the coming weeks.
Aside from private sector organizations like the Dangote Foundation, what other help to support the IDPs are you getting from within Nigeria itself? Do you have state government supporting you? Do you have other organizations?
There are states that have supported us. Lagos state government gave us 50 million naira. Ebonyi. You know, that's the funny thing about Nigeria. A state in the southeast, a largely Christian state. It was among the earliest states to assist us. Mind you, Ebonyi, Dave Umahi of Ebonyi was elected under the platform of the PDP, not under APC. He was among the earliest states to really support us. Gombe has been quite helpful. Kebbi State just sent us 1,200 bags of rice. Sokoto has come in. These are about the only states that have made efforts. Then, of course, Taraba State. Taraba State sent us 3 trucks of Highland tea, which we are quite grateful for. But Dangote is our greatest benefactor under the solar system. Because this is not the first time he has been intervening. Every year, the foundation sends between 50 to 60 trucks of assorted food products, especially during the Ramadan season, to our people. He gave 400 million naira last year, not as loans, but as grants of 10,000 naira each to 40,000 people in Borno. Apart from the 106 trucks of assorted food products, Dangote equally pledged 2 billion naira for our reconstruction effort, which definitely will go a long way in addressing some of our developmental deficits. DFID USAID, the European Union. The European Union are quite active, and the Japanese government in supporting the activities of WFP plus the DP. ICRC is doing very well. They are supporting us in Gamborungala. They are supporting us in Dikwa. They are equally supporting us in Dalori camp. And of course, Medicine Sans Frontières, in the medical aspect, they have been quite helpful. But I think greater tribute should go to Alhaji Aliko Dangote and the Dangote Foundation for their support in polio, in all aspects of our needs in the state.
If you look at the first term, and you're in your second term in office, based on everything you've done and everything you've seen, do you think you were prepared for the challenges you faced so far?
Well, where there is a will, there's always a way. And one thing I believe is that leadership is all about challenges, and leadership is about rising to the challenges of the day. As the saying goes, if you can't withstand the heat, get out of the kitchen. So I believe that we have done our best, given the circumstances, to add value to our society.
On a final note, let's talk about the city itself, the capital city, Maiduguri. It's very interesting that you see how flights come and go, and the city is bubbling. You have street full of banks and people still doing businesses. Have you seen population increase in Maiduguri, and how you handle it?
Well, the population of Maiduguri has risen astronomically in the last couple of months. The city's population was not more than 1.1 million about a year ago. But because of the influx of these IDPs, within the host community, it's estimated that we have nearly 1.7 additional people, inflow of people into Maiduguri. That has actually overstretched most of our facilities, most of our resources.
What is the future of Borno State in one sentence?
The future is bright. It's pregnant with possibilities, and Borno shall rise again, and very soon.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you so
We
much.
appreciate you speaking with us.
Thank you
We
so
appreciate
much.
that. Thank you.
Well, the future is indeed bright for Borno State, and the Borno State governor actually said that the Dangote Group is #1 indigenous non-government organization with the largest donation and support for internally displaced persons in that state. Now, these supports include a pledge of about 2 billion naira and delivery of supplies to the refugee camps in the state. Well, Channels Television actually had a chat with the Dangote Foundation Managing Director Zora Yusufu at the Bakassi IDP camp recently at the distribution of food materials.
So we're looking at enough food for 25 to 30,000 families, and that is the equivalent of 106 trucks of food, which will fill up about 4 warehouses from floor to ceiling. And we went to see a couple of the warehouses this morning, and we get a sense of actually what this means. So it means that each family gets a 50-kilo bag of rice, they get a box of spaghetti, they get a box of noodles, they get a bundle of sugar that has 10 1-kilo bags, seasonings, etc. So it's enough food for them to eat for the month of Ramadan, and that's really what we were here to do. Alhaji Aliko had pledged when we were here last month visiting the IDP camps that in addition to the 2 billion that he wanted to donate to help rebuild this part of Nigeria, that he wanted to provide specific relief during the month of Ramadan. So that's what we're here doing. It costs us about 400 million naira, about a little bit more, about.
Now, this is a flag of part of it. Where does this distribution of relief materials go from this particular Bakassi camp?
Okay, so today this is the start of the distribution. So the samples of what each family will get, and then the next step is the committee that we've put together that includes ourselves, so staff from Dangote Foundation, our partner Like Minds Foundation, which has been helping us through distribution, and of course your typical traditional partners on the government side, which is FEMA, SEMA, the police, security, to help us really go into all the regions of this state where the need is. We had a meeting yesterday with the different international partners like ICRC, UNICEF, and the idea is to really get everybody together, civil society, to help us do this in the most transparent way, and that we would really get to the IDPs that are not necessarily in camps. What we know is that the camps represent a smaller percentage, actually, of the IDPs in the state. Most of them are living in host communities and people's homes inside of Maiduguri. So what we're doing, part of our committee, is identifying those actual families. Some of them, you know, people hosting 200 people in their family homes, and they're not on any government list. They're not because they're not in a camp. Those are the people that we're going to pay special attention to and really make sure that we bring some of these materials to them.
So, of course, it's a job for everyone. If you can help, you can also send your own contributions as well to Borno State government to help the internally displaced persons who continue to face challenges. The conversation will continue in just a bit, but of course, one story that we're closely following for you, the UK's decision to exit from the European Union has sent the markets in a tizzy. We see the pound sterling weakening to its lowest level in 30 years, but then the governor of the Bank of England, Mark Carney, has pledged an extra £250 billion, that's about $344 billion, to fund the first line of Brexit defence. But we see that in early trade, European lenders plunged, with some of the largest banks, including Deutsche Bank AG, Credit Suisse Group AG and Barclays PLC, being among the biggest losers as the UK's exit from the European Union sparked turmoil across financial markets. We also saw the pound against the yen weakening also in early trade today. So we'll keep our eye on that. There's a lot of questions. How does this Brexit affect Nigeria? We'll be answering them in a couple of in a few sessions, in a few days from now, as we try to wait for how the markets have priced this in and see how that will affect the naira to the pound trading here in Nigeria. As I said, at the interbank foreign exchange market, the naira is at 420 naira 64 kobo to the British pound. At the parallel market is at 475 naira. But we're talking about developments in the interbank foreign exchange market in just a bit with Jumoke Olaniyan. She's an associate vice president of the FMDQ OTC Securities Exchange. She'll be joining me in just a bit. And we're talking about the Naira settled OTC FX futures market, which will kick off on Monday. Now, don't forget, the relaunch of the interbank foreign exchange market was on Monday, and it's been about 5 days of trade. So how prepared are they for the Naira settled OTC FX futures market, which kicks off on Monday? She'll be answering that in just a bit. Join us again.